Hi everyone, I am Marina and we're going to talk a bit about Vinyasas today. I'm going to explain what a Vinyasa actually is and how you can modify it to make it fit, to make it work for you. So you can either challenge yourself a lot or you can take it a bit easier. But we get to that point in a second. So a Vinyasa is quite a big part of the sun salutations, which is why I'm going to demonstrate the sun salutations here, and I'm going to tell you exactly when the Vinyasa is starting. And we also use Vinyasas in a more dynamic practice to link poses. So we would not just step back into a warrior two, let's say, and step forward and then step back with the other leg and do it on the other side, but we're using a Vinyasa to first of all heat the body, to keep the body warm, but also then to link these different poses. And the beautiful thing is that you can always mix and match. You can always pick whatever fits best for you, depending on your energy level and depending on your level of experience. But I would say let's just get started. I'm going to guide you through 3 different variations. So we begin at the top of the mat. We stand in mountain pose. That means we're standing really tall, upright, engaging the legs. We draw the tailbone down and engage our core muscles. That means we try to bring the ribs a bit further in. So belly is strong. Roll the shoulders back and down. Palms are facing forward. And then with your inhale, reach your arms high. With the exhale, you fold down into a forward fold. Now the knees can be bent here. Let the head hang down. You fold down completely. Complete exhale. And knees can be bent a lot here. Imagine your belly wants to come towards your thighs. Let the head hang down so back of the neck stays long. And with the inhale, you come up halfway. So back is long again. Either support yourself with the fingertips on the shins or maybe with the palms on your thighs. So the heart is moving forward. That makes our back really nice and long. And then with the exhale, bend the knees even more. Bring the hands onto the floor, and this is where our Vinyasa begins. We step into a plank pose. So you can drop the knees first if you want to, and then plank pose with the knees on the floor. So we shine the heart forward, we lift ourselves out of the shoulders, and now we imagine the body is one straight line from the knees all the way to the crown of the head. Keep the belly strong, the body strong, and then you bend the elbows straight back. So elbows are not going out to the side. Elbows stay really close to the sides of the body, and with control, you lower down. Come all the way down onto the belly. And a baby cobra pose. You lift the head, you lift the chest. Maybe also lift the palms off the mat. Don't let the elbows come out to the side. You hug them into the sides of the body, and the shoulders stay relaxed away from the ears. And bring the palms down. You bring the forehead down. You tuck the toes. Then push into the hands, and you come onto the knees first. Maybe even sit back into a quick child's pose. It feels really nice to stretch the back. And then you spread the fingers wide, you lift the hips back and up, and we're coming into a downward facing dog. So in a downward facing dog, the arms are straight. The head is here somewhere in between the upper arms, and you let the head hang down. And there's no need to fully extend the legs and bring the heels down to the floor, because most likely we're going to round our back, and maybe the shoulders are even moving forward to the top of the mat, which we don't want. We want to bend the knees. Imagine belly coming onto your thighs. So really draw the armpits towards the mat, draw the chest down, the gaze goes towards your toes. And if you have to bend the knees even more, bend them even more. Belly towards your thighs. And you take one more breath in, breath out, you bend the knees even more, you look forward, and then make small steps forward. You can take as many as you like. Inhale, halfway lift. With the exhale, you fold all the way down again. Bend the knees, let the head hang down. And then bend the knees even more. With your inhale, you reach your arms wide to the sides and all the way up. Big breath in. And with the exhale, the arms come down alongside the body. So, this is the first option. Dropping the knees onto the floor makes it a little bit easier because we don't have to bear the whole weight of the body in the hands. And a baby cobra is really nice because we're stretching or basically strengthening those muscles along the spine, which is really good for our back, and we're not going too deep into a back bend. So if you're new to yoga, I would recommend trying this one for a couple of times and just see how you get on with it. So the second option is a little bit more exhausting, a little bit more challenging. So again, we start here in mountain pose. We're standing tall, the ribs go in, we draw the navel in towards our spine. And again, with the inhale, you reach high. With the exhale, you fold down again into forward fold. So complete exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips might be on the shins and heart moving forward again. With the exhale, the palms come onto the floor. This is where our Vinyasa begins. You step both legs back, maybe without coming onto the knees first. And this is the other option. You don't bring the knees onto the floor. So the body is now one straight line from the crown of the head all the way down to the heels. And you really lift yourself out of the shoulders. The arms are straight and the wrists are directly underneath the shoulders. Keep the belly really strong, so hips are not sinking down and not too high either. So really one straight line, then use the toes to shift the weight forward, and you bend the elbows straight back again, really close to the sides of the body. Keep on breathing. Slowly come down. And this time, you can push a bit higher up into your upward facing dog. Press into the hands, the arms are straight extended. You press the tops of the feet into the floor, so maybe the knees, maybe even your thighs are lifted, so legs are really engaged, and you draw the heart forward. Lift yourself out of the shoulders. And then with the exhale, without coming onto the knees first, you lift the hips, draw the hips back, down dog. And again, the knees can be bent a lot here. Maybe you also walk the heels out, bending one knee at a time. But then you find into stillness, you take one more breath in, breath out, you bend the knees even more. You look forward, and maybe instead of taking small steps forward, you step one leg forward in one big step, step the other leg forward two, and inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you sink. And then bend the knees a lot. Inhale, reach your arms up. And with the exhale, the arms come down. Mountain pose. Now catch a breath. You might have noticed a little bit more challenging to go down from a plank onto the belly in one straight line. If you feel like this is too much, you can always drop the knees also halfway, but this is just another version, coming down completely straight. Don't let the elbows go out to the side, hug them in really close to the sides of the body. Most importantly, keep on breathing. If you notice the breath gets stuck, maybe you've got to drop the knees and maybe try another time. So we still want to keep the breath flowing easily, softly, so there's no holding our breath and pressing down. Okay, then we have another option which is even more challenging. I'm going to show it to you and then you can decide what is your preferred way of doing a vinyasa. So again, we're starting mountain pose. With your inhale, reach up. With the exhale, you fold down. So complete exhale, let the head hang down. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe this time you don't support yourself with the fingertips on the shins, but maybe with the fingertips on the floor, but only if you can keep the spine long. And then the hands come to the floor again. This is where our vinyasa begins, where you step both legs back into plank. The knees are off the mat. Body's one straight line, really using these abdominal muscles, your core muscles. And again, we're using the toes to shift the weight forward. Bend the elbows straight back and we lower down, but we don't bring the belly down. We hover the body above the floor. We call that chaturanga. And then we untuck the toes and we push directly up into an upward facing dog, extending the arms, pressing the hands into the floor, and we drag the heart forward. Legs are active. And with the exhale, lift the hips back and up. And arms are straight, knees can be bent. Still imagine belly towards your thighs, armpits down towards the floor or towards the toes. One more breath in, breath out, you bend the knees, you look forward, make one big step forward. Inhale, halfway lift, either fingertips on the shins or fingertips on the floor. With the exhale, you fold. Then bend the knees, inhale, reach high, a deep inhale. With the exhale, bring the arms down alongside the body. So that was our third option of a vinyasa. And again, you might have noticed it got a bit harder when we do what we call chaturanga, from plank, bending the elbows, but we don't bring the front side of the body down onto the floor. And this is where our muscles really need to work. It is kind of challenging, but if you want, give it a try and see how you're doing. Yeah, so I hope I was able to offer you several modifications. The beauty about it is you can always mix and match. So for example, you could say, I'm taking the bit from that first variation, I'm just doing the baby cobra, but I go down really, really, really slowly. Maybe even then stay here in your chaturanga for a bit. This is a low plank pose basically. and then come down onto the belly. Then move into that baby cobra where you're working more on the muscles in the back. So it also depends a bit on what is your aim. So do you rather want to work on the muscles in the back, or do you want to stretch the front side of the body, open the heart space with your upward facing dog? So see which poses suit you, and then you can mix and match and build your own style of vinyasa. Next time your yoga teacher is saying go for a vinyasa in your own style, then you know exactly what options you have, and you know exactly what to do.